are out of school now.
Right. Playing Modern Warfare 3.
Playing
Mm-hmm.
Modern Warfares, yeah.
Yeah, those not gamers playing Modern Warfare 3.
Run games, and they're glorified patches.
Those people totally aren't gamers at all.
Wait, did he say not gamers or did he say ungamers or something? The
Modern Warfare is itself an ungame,
ungame.
which, yeah. I see the point he was making now that he actually went into the comments and we've sort of been debating it. But ungame was just the wrong choice of word because that it invalidates what it actually is. If he'd have called it like a backseat game or something, I'd still disagree because I don't think that's what Call of Duty is, especially compared to stuff like Homefront and maybe even Final Fantasy 13. But even though I disagreed with it, I still would have understood and respected that viewpoint a bit more than just calling it an ungame, which puts it on the same shelf as something like Dragon's Lair.
Boy, you really dipped into the well for that Dragon's Lair mention, didn't you?
I love Dragon's Lair.
What's to love?
Love Dragon's Lair. I'm lying to myself.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the Todd Bluth animation is great and all, but have you ever watched Dragon's Lair uninterrupted? Like, just the animated sequence together?
No, I last time I played it was on the fucking iPod Touch, which is horrible. Like,
Yeah, that sounds like such a bad idea.
of it, it's unpleasant. I can't get past the first screen without seeing Dirk fucking and fall on the floor for a bit.
Yeah, I can't imagine I had a DVD of it, and for like use on DVD players and so forth. And a friend of mine, we sat and we went the whole way through the entire fucking game. It took us like 2 hours of just annoying, and ultimately I think it's maybe 5 to 10 minutes of animation tops. Like all told, that's all it is.
Dragon's Lair though comes from the actual cartoon they did.
Mm-hmm.
I think all of my memories of Dragon's Lair comes from that. So I have happy childhood memories of Dragon's Lair that is nobody else's memories because they remember the game, of which there are no happy memories. So I think that's why I've got this affinity for it.
I have a like I have a positive memory of Dragon's Lair, but it's not of actually playing Dragon's Lair. And so every time I see a Dragon's Lair cabinet somewhere, I'm like drawn back to the, late 1980s in Maryland on the boardwalk. And I can totally smell the salt air, and I remember what it's like to be a kid there at that time doing that shit, and hearing the loop ad that the Dragon's Lair arcade machine would play just blaring in the background because that was the game that everyone had right at the entrance to their arcades to draw kids in. But then I play the game, it's like, oh, that's right, this is fucking terrible. Is your table unstable?
It's fucking PlayStation Eye camera. Like, Sony uses the thickest cord in the world.
Yes.
So it's like the movement is because it's only precariously hanging off the side of my speaker. So like the slightest move, that thing's wobbling everywhere. Although this is a shit desk I've got, which I need to replace.
I had to cave and buy the TV mount for my PlayStation Eye because of that damn cable.
It's bad enough having to buy the PlayStation Eye, let alone things for it to make it work. I don't know what Sony's deal is with these cords. Like, it's not just this; it's other stuff as well. Like throughout history, just these thick, like horse dick cords.
And they want to make everything else so sleek. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Everything else is fragile as fuck. Like, your PSP will be in pieces because you press the X button a bit too hard. But the cord, that'll last till the next fucking century, son. I've been planning a one-off rant about not quite that, but just the people that are like, oh, why are you complaining about that? It's not a big deal. It's like, no, it is a literal bullshit, but there are like 10 little bullshits for every, and then 10 more little bullshits until it's like the ending of Critters 2, when the little critters all come into a big ball and they're one big critter. And that's what Sony's problems are. They're one big ball critter. Or crite, as we in the field of...
Yeah. I don't even know how to react to that, to be perfectly honest. That was just such a well-executed rant.
There is no suitable reaction.
I'm actually trying to process all the words that you said. They came out so fast, and I'm pretty sure they were all English.
Well, crite, obviously, is an interplanetary term.
No, no, you're right. I agree. There's people often want to be dismissive of those little details, and it's like even when they can be wholly detrimental. It's like Dark Souls. I mean, all of the little things about that. Yeah, sure, the whole is fantastic, but the quantity of little things that had that were problematic, that did not. It wasn't acceptable, and it shouldn't have been considered acceptable. And if we could, I think there's a lot of things that if we could all just agree on standards that, hey, this is the system that generally works best, why don't we all adopt that? If you come up with some harebrained scheme and you can prove that it functionally works better to shift the way we do those simple things, fine, do it, and then everyone will follow suit. But having like new.
This again
drives me fucking nuts. All of the ways in which, hey, something new has been unlocked appears. Take Batman Arkham Asylum, or Arkham City, sorry, and Saints Row the Third, two open world games that I have played recently that do these differently. And they both have a ton of unlockable shit. Now, you unlock stuff in the Batman game, and it says it's new. And then there's a sub-menu where everything is new. And then there's in that further sub-menu, you have like 20 different things that are new. And until you have selected all of those things, the menus higher up on the chain, they don't clear the new. Well, that doesn't make any fucking sense at all. Why the hell wouldn't, if I go deep enough in, I say, okay, well, I've seen that all these things are new. I might not have looked at them individually, but in the parent folders, it can then no longer tell me that there are new things until something else actually new appears, and then I can find out what's actually new. That's valuable information.
When it's things like journal entries or like these little optional flavorful things in a game, and every time you open up the menu to find the new important stuff, just flashing new everywhere, all over the screen, for things you don't even want to look at on their time. You want to look at that, like the flavor text or bestiary entries or journal entries or even things like just story recaps in games that just constantly will flash unless you look at them. And it's like, I don't need to.
Yeah, so, well, and even worse is like, sticking with Arkham City, even worse is the, well, you've unlocked a level thing, because then it obscures your compass.
What happens with that is you can't look at the map until you take care of that.
Yeah, and you can't look at the map until you take care of that. It's like, hey, Wayne Tech is unlocked. You can upgrade. It's like, well, I'm chasing the fucking Riddler or some shit. I'm busy. I can unlock Wayne Tech shit later. And then there.
If in fucking Batman Begins, if the cops were like, Batman, help us, the Scarecrow has put loads of fear toxin in the water, and he's like, I can't fucking do that, I've got a new boomerang!
My 9th type of boomerang, I need to mess with that for a bit.
This one is electric, you can't. I'll deal with the water and everyone dying from poison later.
My favorite thing about that game is that you can't go in the water at all. It's like he's deadly allergic to it. And I always go in the water on accident.
It's better than, at least he comes out and... I should do a top 10 people getting out of water in video games. Because that one's pretty cool, and the prototype one was awesome. Like, every time we went in the water would be still for a few seconds, and then he'd just come splashing right out of it and land back on the floor.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
getting in and out of water animations in games that there needs to be a top 10 of.
Microsoft suckered me with their 33% off live renewal bargain in my dashboard today. I guess I'm due in a week, so.
I think I had mine on auto renewal like everyone else. I think I finally turned it off though, because I'm just not using it enough for it to be worth it. So I can almost get by with those free, like 24-hour cards that the big games come with, and I'd be fine.
I had to perform sorcery to get mine working because of their fucking region locking bullshit. Can't just buy US cards and have it work. And I'm not making a new account. Because all my shit's on my old account. I'm not making a new one. Because so basically I was in a situation where it's like I couldn't pay for more live even if they wanted me to, because my card was expired because it's a UK card. Every time I tried to use a US card, they're like, fuck you. You do not own that card. You don't live here. And it's like, I do. They still think I live in South London somewhere. I lie to Microsoft every day. And they're complicit in their own betrayal.
Well, it isn't as though you haven't tried to be honest with them.
Yeah, I've done my best. It's like if it's tied to licenses, like music licenses, I don't own any music videos. I don't own anything that can't, Microsoft itself doesn't have the license for. I'll probably sacrifice whatever the problem is. But fuck it. Don't make achievements such an integral part of the gamer's lifestyle and then tell me to make a new fucking account.
Are the achievements that integral? I mean, couldn't you just have the self-satisfaction of knowing that you accomplished all of those achievements without having the visible record for all to see?
Nah. Like Vamp in Metal Gear Solid, every achievement I get, I scar on my chest.
I'm sorry, I'm just visualizing it. All these little icons neatly arranged in rows all across Jim's chest. That's why you're that size.
I eat a new hamburger every time I break another 100 achievements.
You need room for them on there.
Fuck, I've got all of Oblivion and its expansion on one tit.